Welcome to Fiends episode 8, The Patch Notebook. I'm Ryan Gosling, RNGo, and joining me as always,
Lazy Silver. Welcome everybody.
Today we are going to be covering the new expansion news for World of Warcraft, Shadowlands, and Destiny Beyond Light. First, let's start with WoW. I feel we're going to get a lot more information out of that going forward. Pre-patch is Tuesday. They are putting a lot of changes in that are going to be present in the main game going forward. So the level squish is happening. Max level will now be 60. It will no longer be 800 or 120, whatever it is currently. It's 120.
Gotcha.
So curious to see how that is. There's going to probably be all kinds of crazy fucking bugs from that.
Well, it's weird because they're cutting numbers in half, but that doesn't always equate out. You know
right.
What I mean?
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, this is the first time they've done a level squish ever. Right.
So that'll be very intriguing. I'm interested to see how that works out, I guess.
They put a lot of class changes, like for every spec. We are not going to deep dive those because that would take like until Wednesday to get through all of them.
I agree.
If you want to check it out, the patch notes are up on Blizzard's site. They will probably change significantly before the expansion.
We'll have a link to them in the description as well.
There's no official release date still for the expansion.
Right. So they're still going to be doing a lot of tweaking.
Yeah, there's going to be things that are probably undertuned, overtuned, and bugged everywhere in between, as to be expected.
That always kind of happens. Just kind of look at Rep Pallies right before Wrath of the
Oh
Lich
yeah, when spell power was applied. Yeah, there's going to be all kinds.
Always the pre-expansion patch.
Some changes though. A lot of changes that they put in so far are they're really focusing on new player experience and leveling experience right now.
I kind of saw that across both the games, and I thought that was interesting because Destiny had to think about that as well.
Yeah, well, they have to change it because like the campaign has not really been touched, right, and half the planets are going away.
Right.
So we'll get to that. You now must be max level to access the black market auction house on a server. That's pretty sweet. It's not as big of a deal as I'd like it to be. So, like, the reason that's a problem is you have
players using other accounts and stuff where they only have like level 1s or 20s or something, just sitting there watching it at all times while they play on their main account.
Well, one of the ways that people transfer gold across WoW servers, and it's risky to do this, but if you're on a high pop server and you want to have gold on a low pop server, what you can do if you have no friends or anything that you're going to like try to move gold around with, and you don't want to do a paid transfer, you can buy battle pets because battle pets are buying on account. So you can buy like a 50k battle pet on your server, learn it, go to a character on a low pop server, cage it, and then sell it for like 80. Right. So you can like move gold off that way.
Move gold from server to server that way.
And then people would go and snipe stuff, mounts, whatever. But it kind of became a problem with if there's something like big ticket item though, people are going to spend the $20 to transfer and transfer back. Right. You know, like if Naxxramas tier 3 loot or something, even though they are recoloring the Naxxramas loot. I don't know, I just thought that was an interesting change that they kind of snuck in there.
Yeah, it makes it a little harder for people to game the system, which it's always good.
One of the best changes for leveling coming in is flying in Warlords of Draenor and Legion no longer require earning Pathfinder. Oh my god, fuck Pathfinder, dude. Just let us fly. Like,
well, especially for content
it's old.
That's old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I understand Pathfinder. Not really. It's bullshit. Pathfinder's dumb. They're going to give flying in fucking Burning Crusade just as like a big push of the expansion. And then in Wrath, you just had to hit max level and drop money.
Right.
Same with Cataclysm. Right? And Pandaria. All of them was just like, hit max level, drop gold. Sweet. That had been the system for years. So, and then what happens? Like, WoD comes out. Every zone is just fucking 12 Mount Everest per mile. And you got to go, like...
Legion was a little guilty of that, too.
High Mountain was.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Dude, WoD was fucking obnoxious trying to run around. It was like,
yeah,
okay, you got to go...
Zones were ridiculous.
You got to go get the spoiled milk and take it up, like, I don't know, 15 fucking kilometers in the air, which is like 80 miles on my conversion, on my math. And...
RNGo maths well.
it just sucks. It sucks. It just gates you, and there's a lot of people that don't like it. Like it's the community is pretty divided on that. There's people that hate flying. There's people that love it. I love it, and it's mostly because I've played the game for a long time, and they set a standard with it. On their first expansion of
right,
and
the
three
it can
that
be
followed.
argued that shouldn't have been a standard to be set.
Right, but it was set.
So
I honestly think a lot of the things is that the developers are, everybody's skipping all these fucking cool looking trees I put in zones. I don't give a shit about your trees, dude. You know what I mean? I want to look at like a pretty cherry blossom field. I'll go play Genshin Impact and drop $5,000 on micro boxes to try to get a cool character, and then go look at cherry blossoms that way. I don't give a shit. If you're gonna give me 800 fucking daily quests, let me fly to that shit. That's dumb.
Yeah, I can kind of see that from the point, but I think that's another reason they do it is they don't give it right off the bat because that quickens your daily time, right? So now they have to put in more activities to keep you playing, where if they keep you roped slower, it'll take you longer to do all your dailies and all that kind of shit. They get more playtime out of you that way.
The last thing I'm going to say about this is, the way I look at it is, imagine you live in New York City, and like, your job's like, you have to go to San Francisco and pick up an item and bring it back. But like, for the first 4 years you work here, you have to drive because there's some bitchin' scenery on the way there, man. Like, fuck that, dude. I'm going to get in a plane, I'm going to go to San Fran, pick up your goddamn, like, orc liver or wolf heart or whatever bullshit you want, and fly back.
But if I'm getting paid by the hour, I'll take the drive.
Well, no, your salary. You are salary overtime exempt. You are overtime exempt.
Blizzard gets paid by the hour.
Yeah, well, enjoy your scenery. Okay, enjoy Kansas, motherfucker. Like, enjoy the cornfields. Woo! Anyway. Allied races that they released with at the end of Legion. And some of them didn't come out until, well, theoretically released at Legion. They didn't unlock until Battle for Azeroth. They are no longer tied to Exalted with the reputations.
Oh, does that mean I could actually go back and get those elves from Legion?
I think you still have to. That means you still have to do the campaign required.
Well, I did all the questline stuff.
Well, but you can smoke through campaign, right? Because you're going to be overpowered, especially if you have a character boost or something. The Exalted is what sucks ass. You hit Revered and you're just
still there forever.
Yeah, you're like watching me run a fucking marathon. Fat dude just ready to die after 12 steps. Great change. Change I'm interested in. I skipped WoD. Or not WoD, I played WoD. Wrath. I skipped Wrath. So, time walking campaigns. If you have a level 50 character, which I believe is going to be the cap until Shadowlands. Shadowlands, I think the cap goes to 60.
Oh, okay. I see.
You can, on any other character, you can level through any expansion that you choose. They will be scaled down. You talk to Chromie, and okay, I didn't play Wrath. I didn't play Mists. I can level through this content at my own pace and see it like as it was meant to be seen.
Oh, I really like that. I
think that is a fantastic change, and that's badass. Other than that, like I said, a lot of this is going to end up probably being tweaked, but they did change some mythic Keystone dungeon affixes. So bursting is now dispellable, and it does flat damage instead of fucking percentage based off of HP. That was hell.
Anytime you use percentage like that, it makes it hard to adjust.
They changed volcanic, so it now shoots people in the air, so you can't just like tard out and stand in it and make your healer just hate you. Not that I ever did that. So that's the thing. It also now deals 15% of the player's health instead of 40%. So like since you get hit, it's an interruption now, right? So like you actually have to pay attention to it. I think that's a good change. And then the last one on they changed some of these, and I'm sure these are subject to change going forward. The last one that is I think huge is Sanguine is now reduced from a minute to 20 seconds. So those things.
Wow, that's a big cut.
Well, that's because that is probably the most bullshit mechanic in Mythic Plus. So when you kill a mob, it drops a pool on the ground, you take damage if you stand in it, but it heals like crazy to any mobs that run through it.
Right.
Half these Mythic Pluses are like just a long ass tunnel. So you kill a pack and you can't really always control what an NPC does, or if it's an NPC that hits 15% health and runs away.
Right.
And it touches the Sanguine pool. Well, now it's back up to 30%, and then 45%, and then it's just snowballs. It sucks. So they changed that, which that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And then other than that, like I said, it's gonna have to be. We're gonna have to see what the pre-patch looks like live after it's. They can beta test all they want, but when you throw a couple million people at it, that's gonna show like what problems it has, what needs to be adjusted, what needs to be fixed.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
After some times out, we'll probably we'll definitely touch back on this and see what Shadowlands is looking like. Also, hopefully they announce when they're releasing it, but at the same time, hopefully it's not rushed.
I would definitely agree. I'd rather them take a little bit longer and it come out next year sometime and be good.
Right. All right. Anything else on WoW, or are you ready to move to Destiny?
I think we should move over to Destiny. This is the one that's got me excited a little bit more,
Yeah,
I think.
I'm stoked. I am like fangirling out a little bit. Let's start with exotics, if that's good with you.
Sure.
Love exotics. So Warlocks get gauntlets that give your melee like a AoE poison spread to packs of mobs.
And if anybody wants to check any of these out, they put up a weapons and gear trailer.
Yeah, so. It's actually on YouTube. It's like Beyond Light weapons and gear trailer is 2 minutes long. It was just posted October 6th or 7th, maybe 8th.
Something like that.
It was last week. So Warlock gauntlets turn your melee into a poison that spreads.
Yeah, it reminds me so much of like Witch Doctor from Diablo 3.
Yeah, exactly. It looks cool. Will it be good? I don't know. Bungie track record on shit looking cool, but not actually doing fucking anything useful. But maybe.
I think it looks cool. Like,
I think
play
it looks
Warlock
sweet.
Mainly, so like that's the one I'm kind of gunning for.
Yeah, it looks sweet. Hunter, your dodge is replaced with a teleport. Yeah, it fucking is. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is going to cause shenanigans in Crucible.
I think the other one that's going to add a bunch of shenanigans in Crucibles. You see the bouncy knives?
Yes.
Where they ricochet off walls and shit?
Yeah, well,
you're going to see some ridiculous videos.
The weighted knife already kind of does that, which is bottom tree gunslinger.
Oh, getcha.
Where if you get a headshot with it, it's a one tap. But these are like improved weighted knives. So like you can it's kind of like Hanzo, you just kind of like shoot a wall and let Jesus take the wheel and see where it fucking lands.
Yeah, that's what I think. You're going to see some insane clips, right?
Yeah,
some like insane shit on YouTube.
That's
going to
be sweet.
And everything. I think they're going to be neat.
And then Titan has an exotic that is going to turn your Titan shield into a self-absorbed like mega overshield. It's supposed to be more than a regular overshield you would get.
Yeah, that looks kind of insane. Like,
that's gonna put aping up a level.
That's some tanky boy shit, right?
Like think of how often it'll be up, man. Like you can spec your guy in a way that like if you use Dynamo mods in your class item, whenever you use a class ability, it refreshes your other class abilities.
Right.
If you're near enemies.
Your wall up.
So I mean, you can have that thing realistically on like a 20 to 30 second cooldown, and then just go aping. Hell yeah. I think that's gonna be really fun. And then the exotic I'm really excited about is a sword that's literally a fucking chainsaw.
Oh yeah, I saw that thing that breaks shields.
It breaks barrier shields from champions, like in Nightfalls and shit.
Right.
And it heals you on break.
Which is awesome.
And dude, I hate barrier champions so much. They're just little assholes, man. Like you hit them, and like if you're on a high level Nightfall, the second that shield comes up, if you're not shooting them with anti-barrier rounds, that motherfucker is healing 40% instantly. Just like, oh, look at me, I'm so healthy. And I want that, especially if they don't tweak swords, because swords are pretty busted right now.
Right.
That's going to actually be like a good exotic like to use, and that's awesome.
I mean, it sounds great. If swords are already pretty awesome, then that's going to be just kind of incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, theoretically. I don't know if it'll be able to push out some of the current meta items, just because like that's all it's doing. I don't know. It depends on Actually, the healing might be on hit. I don't know if it's on sword or if it's on shield break or not. All I remember them saying is it heals.
Gotcha.
If it has self-sustain, it's going to enable some like real speed, farmy, pushy Nightfall shit.
I
right?
think that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's sweet. It's kind of a new idea.
Right.
So hopefully that's good. And I think that's all the exotics they've... Oh, no, they showed the sniper rifle that fires Zeus out of your gun.
Oh, yeah, the one that, like, does chain lightning if you, like, kill a dude with it.
You have to headshot. You have to precision kill. If you precision kill, it like, shits lightning bolts out the back of their skull, and then it hits all their friends.
Yeah, that thing looks sweet.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm just curious how hard it hit. Like, I'm curious about it for PvE applications, because you can carry a lot of sniper ammo.
Gotcha.
They nerfed snipers like last season, 2 seasons ago, because Izanagi's was busted as shit. But I don't know, it's kind of interesting to have a sniper rifle that can also add clear, right? Because like you don't want to fight 50 mobs at a time with a sniper out. Usually, right? So like having something that can hit an elite, a mini boss or a boss for good damage, but can also like clear a pack of 20 things coming at you, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on what their damage level is on that gun. You know what I mean? Whether it'll be useful for that or not.
Right. And I think that's it for the exotics they spoiled for this week. I think they're going to be doing a TWAB every week until expansion. They usually put one out every week. They don't really skip them a whole lot.
Gotcha.
So hopefully they announce the raid, like the day, like when it's fucking coming out. Because it's either coming out the weekend of launch or the weekend after launch. So
they haven't really clarified on what.
No, they haven't said.
Gotcha.
They just straight up haven't said. So hopefully they announce that soon, because like it's about what is today, the 11th? It comes out a month from today.
24-hour raid emblem thing. People want to take vacation and stuff. So like
exactly, and there's some places that are strict as shit about that.
Right.
You know, you have to put your stuff in for a month early, or you have to have someone cover you, or both. So hopefully that they announce that soon. The biggest thing that came out from this was all of the mods changes that they've announced so far this week.
It seems like they're really streamlining some of that extra
thank God, dude.
Stuff.
So the way it works now, I know you haven't played really... did you play Shadowkeep at all?
I don't think so.
You did.
I think the last time I really played was like Osiris and stuff.
No, you played Forsaken. Remember, we leveled through Forsaken with Cade and everything?
Oh, yeah. We did do
that.
Forsaken.
Yeah, you did Forsaken.
But that was the last time I played. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited with all the news they put out. I think I'm definitely going to pick up Beyond Light. Like,
hell yeah.
Get back into it.
So the way it works now is you have, with Armor 2.0, is every armor piece has an affinity. It's either Void, Arc, or Solar.
Okay.
To masterwork, it takes mats, right? Golf balls and prisms to masterwork. Well, each affinity has its own set of mods. For example, hand cannon, sniper, and grenade launchers are tied to Void mods.
Gotcha.
So if you have a chest that's really sweet and it's solar that you masterworked, you can't put any mods that give you buffs for hand cannon, snipers, or grenade launchers in it.
Because those are tied to the other element.
Exactly. Shotguns and swords are tied to arc, and then SMGs and fusion rifles, for example, are tied to solar. They're getting rid of that.
Okay.
The affinity shit for weapon mods is gone.
Oh, that's good, because now you can kind of use whatever type of weapon with
you should be able
element.
to. I think they're leaving the affinity in for like the seasonal mods and shit. Because some of the seasonal mods are like, has to be in an arc item or whatever. Which, that's fine. But being able to move... it opens up your loadout so much more.
Oh, it gives you a lot more options, right? I think that's a lot of what Destiny needed was like
diversity.
Giving people more options and diversity.
You can switch your affinity now, but it takes a golf ball. If you want it to be masterworked again and you want to switch from Void to Arc or whatever...
Right.
It costs a golf ball
to
do
you have
that.
to spend mats on it.
Which sucks. Because you could masterwork an entirely another piece of gear for that.
Right. So you're almost spending the same, whether it's redoing one or getting
a new one. So that's pretty sweet. That's actually really sweet. And then everything right now, and here's the big one. There are certain mods right now called armaments, and they are busted as fuck. So there's one for Taken, there's one for Hive, and there's one for Fallen. They only drop out of the raids, okay?
For each of those races?
Yes. So Crown of Sorrow drops Hive. Also Menagerie, which is not a raid. That's just like a matchmaking thing. But there's like super low drop rate in there.
Sure.
Scourge of the Past drops Fallen. And The Last Wish drops Taken. Here's why they're busted as shit. There's 4 of each of them, except the Taken one has 5. The 5th one for Taken, you can put into a gun. It's called Taken Spec. Just increases all damage done to Taken mobs by 10%. Here's a 10% more.
Yeah, it seems good.
So where they get busted, though, is there's like, if you kill a mob, if you have Taken mods in, right? And this is the same for all. We're just going to talk Taken for now. But this applies to all 3. If you kill a Taken with a grenade, it drops a heavy brick guaranteed.
Okay.
So you can literally just like make your build. If you're doing like if you're doing a heavy Taken area, pure discipline, which is what your grenades off of.
Yep.
Have a low grenade cooldown, and then put on like Thunderlord or something, like a
You
big
get 2
AOE
charges of
exotic.
grenades. Yeah.
And no, Thunderlord's a machine gun.
Oh, okay.
So throw a grenade, pop a Taken or a couple, boom, you have heavy bricks, and then just mow the whole fucking thing down.
Right, so you just kind of
Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
Spam grenade, make a grenade spam build and get at it.
Right, and then there's other mods that are like if you break a shield, you heal back up to full. There's all kinds of them. Reduce damage taken from you. Those are going away now. They just announced. There's a lot of people that are a little pissed off about it because it took a long time to farm those. They only come out of the raid.
Understandable.
Especially the Fallen one, because it only most of the mods drop off of every encounter.
Now, are they deleting the ones that already exist in people's inventories? Or?
They are going to be disabled. Or, like, I don't know what they're going to do with the Fallen and the Hive ones, because those raids are going into the vault. Last Wish is staying, and they're leaving the mods, but they only work in Last Wish.
Gotcha.
So I'm betting that they're going to do that, because with the vault, they will randomly bring raids out and old content out of the vault for people to experience.
And then you could still use them in those raids.
Exactly.
So people that have them can still get some use out of them.
But it's not going to be... They had to do this like for Europa and the new planet and anything that is... Because it's going to be... There's going to be Fallen on Europa.
Right.
And if you were going to go try to like match make, or just... Even if you're trying to do the 24-hour emblem, if not everyone in your fire team has those mods, you're at a severe disadvantage.
Right, because you're not using everything you can to get that down.
So those are gone.
It's the same thing like pots and stuff in WoW. Like making sure you have all your pots and all your...
It'd be more like if in WoW, if there were enchantments, you could only get... It's not like consumables. It'd be more like... Because it's a permanent thing. While you have them equipped.
While you have that piece of armor equipped.
Yeah. Well, while you have that mod in a piece of armor.
Right.
So, yeah, just imagine like an enchant that's just like, you do 10% more damage to everything in WoW, and then they take it away, and now you can't get it anymore.
I mean, I can kind of see it, though, because, I mean, like you said, it was a pain in the ass to farm.
Or like... Or imagine if there was like an enchant that was, if you kill an orc, go to full mana. Or do you want to take a healer to a raid that's full of orcs that doesn't have that?
That's very fair.
Because that's kind of how it would be power level wise, right?
Right.
Do you want to take a dude that has to use a mana pot, or a guy that's just like, Shadow Word fucking pain, bitch, and now he's at full mana and he's just, I'm the best healer ever, I'm spamming heals. I want that guy. Clearly, because it's cheating. I'm not saying these mods are cheating, but like that would be like a somewhat fair comparison, right? So the other change is all Armor 2.0 that has been acquired since Armor 2.0 started with Shadowkeep is going to change to have their seasonal mod socket replaced with a unified legacy mod that can hold all Charged with Light, Warmind, Nightmare Hunt, Garden of Salvation, and Last Wish mods. So why that's important is there's a mod slot based on the season you got gear from. So like Garden of Salvation gear has a picture of a Vex head, and it can have Garden of Salvation raid mods in it that only drop and only work in Garden of Salvation.
Gotcha.
As well as seasonal mods from then. And then the one after that was Warmind cells can go into that.
Right, so they can just have their seasons mods.
Well, now
it's a unified.
Exactly.
Oh, that's vastly simplifies things.
Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice.
Just seems easier all around, to be honest.
Yeah. So those were the big changes from the TWAB for this week. I don't know what's gonna come out going forward, other than the raid date at some point. But I'm very excited for Beyond Light. I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't played Destiny in quite a while, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I like the new subclasses. It looks like they're giving people more options, which is one of the reasons I quit playing it. Was just because I didn't feel like it gave me any options or customization to actually, do stuff with my character, really.
Right, you were shoehorned into like very limited. It was more of a flow chart than like choose your own adventure story.
Right. It just wasn't enough. I like a lot of character customization in games,
right.
And it just didn't quite have as much as I wanted or as much as I desire in a game. But man, does the shooting feel good in that. And now that they're adding more options, they've kind of lured me back in.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited for it. So I think that's the big news for this week for, definitely for WoW and Destiny. I don't think any of the other big looter games right now have had a whole lot of news come out. Path's still in the same state pretty much it was in.
And they keep making little fixes here and there. They're making improvements slowly but surely. But yeah, it's taken some time. I'm still playing the League, but I don't know. I've been kind of keeping my eye out on all the new upcoming stuff like Outriders.
Yep, Outriders.
Is looking pretty sweet. Of course, super excited for Cyberpunk. That's going to be amazing. There was another one I was thinking of. But I don't know. I'll probably get excited again. One other thing with Path I thought was interesting is they said there's not going to be a spoiler cycle this League.
Yeah.
Next League.
Yeah, so, man, if it's Legacy 2.0 League, I am ready.
I
want that.
I'm kind of torn. I think they are going to do something that's kind of self-explanatory just so they can just put out a video and be like, here's what it is, and everybody will get it.
Right.
And Legacy kind of fulfills that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, experience the past of Path of Exile.
Oh, they also announced this week Harvest is going core.
Oh, yeah, they said that. Harvest is going core, but
in a different way. Stay tuned.
So, we'll see what that means.
Right.
The other big news, Path news, they just keep putting it in little blurbs at the end of announcements, and I'm not sure how many people have caught it, but Stash Tab affinities are coming hopefully within the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm very that is like I'm gonna like that more than I like Heist. I'll tell you that. That's fucking awesome.
I might like that more than I like any league, just because it's universal.
Yeah, that's gonna be fantastic.
Oh, it's gonna save so much time.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be so nice. So much easier on the fingers.
Right. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the news. What you been playing?
Like I said, I've just been still jamming some more Heist and keep an eye out on all the new stuff coming up. Finally afforded Awakened Spell Echo to throw on the Spectres build.
Yeah, you did.
So, they're doing just a retarded amount of damage now. Other than that, not a ton. What have you been up to?
I played Heist for the first half of the week, and then I switched to going really hard on Destiny the last 3 days because we're a month to release. It's double rewards weekend, so me and the guys farmed a shit ton of golf balls yesterday, and then when we got sweaty in Trials of Osiris on Friday. So
how far did you get your card up?
4 wins.
Oh, so, just one away from the fiver, huh?
One away from the fiver. A couple times, actually. So, we are not sweat lords. We all have jobs. They have kids, so we are definitely not sweat lords. It's hard in there, man. It's real hard in there.
That's what I've heard.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing. So,
cool. Well, yeah. Get ready for next episode. We doing any streaming here soon?
I don't know. I'm gonna try Thursday. This coming Thursday, Eastern, probably 7 p.m. Probably fire that out.
Sounds like a plan.
See where we go. So twitch.tv/loot_fiends.
Yep, we'll be there.
Check us out on Twitter, Loot Fiends, at RNG Gorilla. That's 1G, RNGORILLA. For any news updates if we go online or anything. And other than that, we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. Have a good week, everybody.
Yep. See ya.